You might have seen the video where I failed to reach 1900. Well, in this one, I'm going to reach 1900 for real. And there we go. We play with the white pieces against a strong opponent from UK, and they play the French. So now the idea of the French is to attack the center by playing the move d5, and the pawn on e6 is supporting this pawn. Now I will play a sideline, the line with bishop d3. This is called Schlechter variation. And the idea is that I want to go with this bishop on this long diagonal. Now, I don't want to trade the bishop, so I go one step back. And what I will do here is to avoid that my opponent can develop the queen side very easily. Because, for example, if they go here, I could potentially take and destroy their pawn structure. If they move this bishop out, I could simply take this pawn. So they need to be careful how to really go out. Okay, they're using a very slow approach. They are going with c6, and this is definitely an opening success because now they will have really few space. Here in this position, they should try to push the move play the move c5. So now I have to think, how do I develop all my pieces? This is an important moment. Should I play the move c4? Should I play the move c3? Or should I play the move knight c3? I think I will go with c4, and then knight here, and then bishop here. So really trying to take lots of space. And there we go. My opponent is clearly trying to go with the bishop out in fianchetto, but they have a problem. Still, they cannot push this pawn. So I'm very happy with the situation here. I'll develop this bishop here, and then I'm ready to just bring all my pieces out. This is a position that is going to have a very slow character, meaning that my opponent has few space because they are playing on 1, 2, 3 files, but they are very solid, you know. So I have to be just very, very careful and slowly improve all my pieces, and always look out to these moves. So I always have to look out for breakthrough, you know, my opponent attacking the center directly. And how can I deal with it? So now I think like the main move is to push here on d5, meaning that I will have like a very strong pawn here, and I love this move because even if placing my rook here was probably a mistake, after all the trades I end up with a position where I have a very slight little advantage. Why? Because this bishop is not blocked by the pawns, and so it's a great piece. Also, my generally would be very good to improve this knight, so maybe bring the knight here. This position is really roughly equal, but I have a little bit of an advantage due to the better pieces and to this bishop difference. It's a small thing. I don't know if I'm able to win the game, but I will give my best. Look at the time. Let's spend some words about time management. Usually you should, play the opening that you know. And as soon as you're out of the opening, you should stop and think. So you play the opening moves that you know, you don't know anymore, you think. And you have to think about the entire picture. How do you develop your entire army? How you bring out your all piece? Because there is a risk. If you just say, okay, let's develop this piece out, then later on, you might realize that that piece there was a mistake. So consider how to develop all your pieces. Then you are in the middle game, like we were before. Now this is like already tending to be an end game, because now my opponent wants to trade the queens, and to spy things up, I will say no to the queen trade, and I will go with my queen here. It feels like, what is the queen doing there? Well, it's just avoiding that. It's just avoiding the queen trade, and my opponent cannot really attack the queen with one of their rooks, because, if rook here, I simply take a pawn, and if rook here, they simply lose a piece. Now, my opponent really wants to trade queens. I will go back here and see if they want to draw, or if they want to fight for more. Okay, good. I'm happy that they played this move, because this gives me the chance to go with the knight here, and go to an aggressive position with the knight, attacking this pawn, also avoiding the repetition of moves. Now, I have some funny ideas. For example, if the bishop moves back here, because my opponent says, I don't want to give you my bishop, I could even play moves like knight h6. Check, with the idea that after pawn takes, I take back the piece and the pawn structure of my opponent is completely destroyed. The problem is that after bishop here, knight there, my opponent can simply move their king, and it's not a big deal. But let's imagine I can play first after bishop here, rook here. And for some reason, my opponent moves the queen in a square where, for example, queen c8, where this pawn is no longer protected. Then this knight check is very strong, because if my opponent moves the king here, I will take. But honestly, queen c8 is the worst move in this position. Any other move is defending the things. Because, for example, well, bishop here, rook here, knight here is perfectly fine. Because after check, my opponent can simply take, and the knight is protected by the queen. Also, like queen c7 is perfectly fine, because this pawn is still protected by the queen. So I don't think my opponent should do anything crazy like queen c8. That would be at least very strange. When I was younger, I was really bored to play this position, and usually what I did was just saying, okay, this must be equal, let's offer a draw and make a draw. But this is a lost chance to learn how to play this type of dry positions. Magnus Carlsen is a legend because he can win basically any position, just exploiting a tiny little bit advantage. So learning to keep going and not to offer a draw and to keep fighting is a great lesson. For example, now my opponent is playing this move, which is bad, because look at all these weaknesses that he just created for free. Now I can simply take here with check and then place my bishop here, exploiting immediately all the weaknesses. My opponent has to take with the queen. If not, this knight will be unprotected. But then I'm playing bishop g5. This knight will be pinned, and my opponent is about to lose on the spot, basically. Bang! And now I have to think how to keep going. Because if I play rook here, they can take and I lose, because this would be checkmate. So I have to probably push this pawn, and probably one step is good enough. Anyway, my opponent cannot move this knight, and so maybe I can play this move next. Okay, rook there is a great idea. Still, guys, I have in this position an advantage due to the weakness of the dark squares here, so I will keep playing for sure. My opponent gave me a chance. It's just the beginning. It's just, you know, it's just a slight advantage, because now the dark squares are weak. I still didn't win a piece, but I can try to exploit it and to keep going. It's going to be a long game, yes. I take the popcorn, grab some food, but we keep fighting. So it's good in this position to try to double the rooks, I guess. You know, try to bring the rooks here and to maybe go on d7 one day. Now my opponent did something very smart, because protected the knight with the king as well. So that was a great idea. Now I think I will keep going here, and if my opponent really wants to get out of the pin, you gotta play the move g5. Now I go here, and this king is really a bit weak. I can now use also the light square to keep going with my attack, play maybe the move h5. There are some ideas. Again, it's not such a big deal, but I can just wait for my opponent to do mistakes, because this is usually what happens. You cannot pretend like your opponent will always play the best move. Sometimes your opponents are just making mistakes. If you play good moves consistently, you will win the games, because your opponent will make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So just care about making good moves yourself. Your opponent will make mistakes on their own. They will think about it. They will take care of that part. Don't worry. You don't have to think like chess is perfect and my opponent is going to be good. This is a draw. It's still a fight. Okay, knight back. The knight seems to go towards this square. I think I will go with the rook here. Even if I trade everything, I mean, then I have a strong move. I mean, after knight here, I can take, and then go with the rook here, and I'm attacking point number 1 and point number 2. So it should be great. There is a check in between, but I think I can just move my king here and be safe. And this is what I'll do. Just king here. Yeah, Just king here. That's great. And if rook takes, I take with the queen, and I'm attacking this knight. Yes, there we go. We just go with the queen and we are attacking the knight. Now, the knight cannot move here. Well, can move here, but I could pin it. I mean, I could play just this move. Wait, maybe I can simply take... No, I cannot take. I'll play this move, pinning the knights. Then maybe I can go with my queen on d5. Again, you see, guys, it's not that we are winning, but we are fighting. I love to use this word from chess because chess is a fight. You know, if everyone plays perfect chess, is a draw, but no one plays better perfect chess. Okay, and I think we won now because we should win that piece. We're attacking it 3 times. There is no way for my opponent to move it away because this rook is hanging, and there is no way to defend it 1 more time. So I think queen f6 was the blunder, and now we are winning. Yes! Let's go! New game. We're with the white pieces. Oh, I'm playing with a player with the same rating as mine. 1888. Exactly the same. What are the odds? Okay, and they're playing the Sicilian with white pieces. And against the Sicilian, I love to play sidelines, which are very good to try to have an advantage. But still, you don't have to know so much theory. I have videos how to play against the Sicilian. 3 videos on my channel. I will link them in the description. I explain how to play against any Sicilian. So now, my opponent is covering this check with the knight, so I go with the center with the move d4. But attention, because after pawn take, I'm not going to take with the knight. You might say, what? Are you taking with the queen? Don't you say that you shouldn't bring the queen out in the opening? Well, rules of chess are made to be followed to give you a guideline. But then, once you become stronger, you understand that some rules are just going against each other. And so, you need to understand the differences. In this situation, it's true that you don't have to go with the queen out too early. But you have to ask yourself, can the queen actually be attacked? Because if the queen cannot be attacked, it's a strong piece. And the queen cannot be attacked by the knight because it's on d7. So, exploiting the knight on d7. The queen can be attacked by the pawn. You might say, yes. Now I go back, and this pawn is weak forever. Plus, there is a very juicy square. Imagine, where would you like to place this knight? And the answer is on d5, because this square is amazing to be exploited. And what will I play here? I will play a move to make sure that that square is going to be mine. I play the move c4. This is the so-called Marxist structure. I'm going to place one day a knight here. Okay, guys, positional chess. This is an amazing idea about this position. Let's have a look at the pieces. And what is our goal? Our goal is to bring a knight here. Our opponent can control this square with the pieces. What are the pieces that can control this square for black? This bishop cannot, right? So it's just the bishop and the knight. Let's make different colors. My pieces, which one can go there? Well, it's just the knight and this knight. So if I play bishop here and I trade my bishop for this knight, I will have 2 pieces that can fight for this square and just 1 piece of my opponent that can fight for that square, which would be this one. Now my opponent is playing the move c4. They want to trade this pawn, but it's fine. I will just develop and I will be very happy because I will be able to bring a knight here. And usually in this position, I mean, it's like complicated, I know, but it's very important to know that here there is a weak pawn and a weak square. As in these cases, you don't want to capture on d5 with a pawn because you will solve the problem of black. So you always want to capture on d5 with a piece. That's why what I was saying before is very important, because I can always, if I trade now this bishop, this bishop for this knight, I make sure that I will always be able to trade, to capture here back with a piece. I'm sorry if that was complex. I'm going to take here, and I could first of all win a pawn. After pawn takes, I could simply take here. I think I will do that. Yeah, I will do that. After pawn takes, I'm actually going to take first here, bishop takes, and then to take with the knight, because I'm also attacking this other pawn. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do all this. I mean, I'm also threatening to take here directly, but I will take first here because I'm threatening to take a second pawn. And my opponent is just letting me do everything. So I'm taking here, attacking the rook. And after rook c6, I will just bring the rook here, protecting my knight. And I have 2 extra pawns. This should be just an easy win. Okay. Rook here attacking the pawn. Every time you have a winning position, you have to do one thing, and it's the following. Do not relax! I do that all the time, and then you blunder. You just end up blundering. For example, in this position, it's actually very tricky. Because if I play this move that I was about to play, there is a strong move that is bishop here, forking my queen and the rook. I cannot take with the knight because the queen would be hanging. And so what do I play? I cannot play knight here because the queen is hanging as well. So in this position, I have to play rook d1. And it's good that I stopped. I was about to blunder. Always think about what is the next move of your opponent. Now, my opponent cannot really take or shouldn't really take because I go with the knight back here. I'm attacking the rook and attacking this bishop. The only way that I can protect both things is to go back with the rook on b7, protecting like this. But then I can take this other pawn. So I can take here and I'm attacking again the bishop. So every trade would be good for me. So that's why I'm going for this. Now my opponent is moving the bishop away, attacking this. It's good. It's a good moment to play the move b3. I'm protecting this pawn. Also giving a perfect square for this knight to be. That is the square on c4. Because from c4, this knight is supported by the pawn, is attacking this other pawn, and it's just stable there. What to do here? So my opponent didn't want to trade the queens. I think it's time to ask the typical question. Hey, bishop, what do you want to do? This is a very useful move. No matter what your opponent is doing, if they are taking or going here, they give you informations. So always play the move is usually a good move. Also, it gives you space for the king, so you don't get back rank checkmates. Okay, my opponent is playing really very energetic. It seems like they want to take here and to make me take with the pawn. I don't really want to do that, but what to do? Okay, maybe queen here, bishop there, and then I can push. Looks good enough. So I will play this. And now the question has to be addressed. Where do you move this bishop? If they move the bishop here, you have then several options. First of all, the bishop cannot go back on this diagonal anymore once it's there. And then you can always think about playing the move g4 and get rid for real of this pin. So it's a move that gives you more options and gives less options to your opponent. So it's usually very good. Okay, fine. My opponent is trading. I'm very happy about it because when you have extra piece, extra material, every trade is basically very good for you. Now, I think, I mean, I could simply trade, honestly. I think that would be good enough. Do you have something better? For example, I'm thinking about queen here. Not sure. Maybe I will simply trade here. Okay, actually, you know what? I will play rook here. I will play a rook here and wait a little bit. Wait a little bit because it's not so easy for my opponent to deal with this pin. And they go there. They go on the side, but now this bishop is unprotected. Do you see the move that I have, that I can play in this position? I think I can go with my knight on the side because I'm threatening a triple fork plus attacking this bishop. So if my knight can get there, well, that's quite lit. Do you like forks, guys? My opponent could play, for example, a move like queen a7, protecting basically everything. Well, no, I still have this. Add this, don't include it. Okay, rook takes, and here I think I take with the queen or with the rook. No. Okay, I'll take with the rook. I'll take with the rook because I feel like my queen needs to protect this pawn here. It's good. It's a good idea. Now, my knight is under attack, so we will go back and probably my opponent will play this move. We didn't achieve so much from this, but our position, we still have 2 extra pawns. Now, what we have to do is to bring the pieces to the attack. I'm threatening to go here with the rook. I'm threatening this check. I'm threatening so many things, and I'm doing all of them. I'm doing all of them. I will go. I mean, I can let this pawn go, I can tell you. This pawn can't really go. Doesn't matter, because I should have checkmate. So what about check, king moves, and rook here? My opponent takes here with check. Then I can simply play king away. But do I have mate? Okay, wait. Maybe I play just rook here, and after this, I play king here. And where is the queen moving? Well, they have to keep protected this bishop, so they can just move there. But then I can simply take. Okay, that's winning. So rook here is a great move. Now, this pawn cannot be taken. My opponent think like, oh, I can take there because after queen takes, I win the rook. But that is a mistake because I can simply go with the king here and this bishop is still hanging and your queen is still under attack. And then where is the queen moving and still protecting this bishop? Well, it's not really possible because even if the queen moves here, I can simply take, and after queen takes, I take and I won a piece. Okay, they took the pawn there. That's very smart. But if I play... I'm thinking of playing queen here and try to give checkmate. Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. No, it's okay. So I will give a check. Let the king choose where they want to go. Good. And now I will play queen here, bishop here, knight there. I can't take, but what am I threatening? Not really much. But maybe I can play knight here, just. Knight here, bing bong, queen here. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good. Okay, let's go with the knight here. Just making sure that there is no check. My opponent must take. They have to. They don't have perpetual, so this is very important to check. That they don't have a check here and then a check here. Oh my god, no. No, no. No! No! I don't make a video, I failed it again. No. 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 No, 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 no. 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 No, 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 no. No. Actually, I'm losing. Check here. This. Check here. This. My god. I'm losing this. Can't believe that. Check, check, and mate with a pawn. This is like call an ambulance, but not for me. I'm a bit speechless. I failed twice to reach 1900. But you know what? From losses, we learn. So, in this position, I had 2 extra pawns, but it's still a fight to win, as we saw, especially because this bishop is very strong attacking this pawn. So, what to do? In this position, I played queen here, then queen check. It was not too good. I think the best move is to play rook d5, and then to go with the queen maybe here, so to have 2 rooks together, maybe push this pawn, or always keep everything under control. Maybe the queen on d2 would be a very strong queen. Also, if we can trade this bishop, we do it. Anyway, guys, I failed twice. It happens, but there will be try number 3. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, not to follow, like this video, and check out this one. Thank you for watching. See you next time.